So Brutus and Ursula's story was very specific about the state of their state, how terrible their conditions were, was the compelling story. But for me, what was more important to me was that I was actually talking about like the state of all captive animals. And so I really think that, and I was actually talking to Matt from Sentient Media, and there's this idea of zoom in and zoom out. And I really like the simplicity of that. And so I think that the more that these big ideas that we're trying to achieve as activists, the more that we can hone in on specific stories, it makes it so much more accessible to understand this individual animal's plight, or for in Brutus and Ursula's state, the two bears, their plight. People really are able to like grab onto that more than like the idea that captivity is bad. So I think that like for fundraising, it was really, I'm sure there was plenty of people that sent me money that like may not exactly like agree about how I feel about like that we should probably close down zoos, but they were able to like empathize with like how bad Brutus and Ursula's conditions were, and it inspired them to send money. And so I think that that's one advice I have, is that like how do you simplify stories and make sure that you're telling individuals, animals' stories as part of a larger idea. And also, I've studied this a little bit, and I think they found that like while like the stories, the really sad stories about animals like resonate with people, they don't necessarily create there's kind of this like instant reaction and people donate, but I think that like inspiration is what like creates longer term like financial commitments in movements, and so there's a place for like obviously like the work that as animal activists, there's sad stories that have to be told, and that will pull on people's heartstrings, but that can't be the only mechanism for inspiring donations. There has to be like these larger inspirational narratives that like keep people donating.